There we go, that was easy. Now for the trailer brake controller, this one has tabs you bend out. So this one you want to kind of push up as you release the tabs. Just 2 on each side, 4 altogether. There you go. Now for the auxiliary adapter, you actually need to flip it over. These are a little trickier. There are little tabs on the inside, and then you have to pull this collar out. I'm using the friction of my finger to pull this collar up while I press the tabs from the inside. Once you pull this out, now you can press the sides in and release the bezel. So these are the sides you push in once you've removed this collar. Now we just need to remove these buttons, and they are secured by these Torx screws. We have 4 of them, looks like a T15 again. Voila. Now let's transfer everything over. Make sure we don't over tighten these. Let's come together. There are little notches on here to make sure you put it in right. All of these can't be put in wrong. There are little guides on the side, so I couldn't put it the wrong way if I wanted to. Well, I'd say that's coming together. Looks like it's time to start installing many of these cables into the unit here. So that's what I'm going to work on next, starting with this factory LVDS adapter. This is one of the many cables that will allow us to communicate with the truck. Remember, this install is no splicing, no wire cutting whatsoever. Next is our speaker adapter socket. Again, I'm not 100% sure what we'll be using, but I'm going to make sure everything's connected here. So when we go to put it in the vehicle, I have everything at my fingertips. We have our extra USB cables. We have our factory power adapter. This wire is specific to the 2019 to 2021s. There is a different one. Next, we have our power adapter cable. There's actually 2. This is for the 2019 to 2021 with this style of system. This is for the 2022 to 2023. We're not using that one. We're using this one, compatible with my truck. This socket right here is labeled useless socket. I can't make this up, so we're going to skip it, and we're going to go with the auxiliary camera harness socket right beside it in the middle. Next is our SIM card tray. Next are the LTE antennas. Of our GPS antenna. And all that's left for my install are the speaker and the extra microphone. I'm not sure if I'm going to need those, but to connect them, the microphone will connect to the microphone input on the auxiliary cables here. And if I install this, I'll probably run it up by the steering column. And then this speaker, I would just tuck in behind here. And that adapter is this guy right here. So I think I'll probably have it connected and just have it in behind. And then if I need to pull it out because I find out I need to use it, then I'll have access to it and I can find somewhere in the cabin to display it. And wouldn't you know it, my custom AT4 knob covers appear to fit over top of these ones. So I'm going to make mine a little bit more special and put these on. Well, that wasn't so bad. I've certainly had worse. I think we're ready to put it in, but I just wanted to point out a couple things before I actually start installing it, because it's going to be very hard to record all of the connections up close. So let's just have a look at the wiring that's in there again and examine everything. So then when I'm putting this all together, you'll see that it's pretty much like fitting puzzle pieces, and it should be pretty straightforward. So inside here, we have all of our cables that need to connect to all of those adapters that we set up. We have a number of plugs that are going to plug in to the switches that were inside the infotainment system to begin with. And each plug is unique in itself, so we can't mistakenly plug it in somewhere else. So I think it's just a matter of taking some time to do that. You'll notice I have an extra harness in here. That's for my auto start stop eliminator. So you just have to pretend that's not there. But yeah, let's just reconnect all of these plugs. I'll still record doing it, but I'm not going to explain every plug that I plug in because they're all unique to themselves, like I said. And each plug is only going to fit a specific one that's on the back of the new screen. So it should be pretty straightforward. Wish me luck. Well, everything that can be wired up is, from what I can tell, is a bit of a rat's nest right now. For the GPS, the LTE, the USB cables, I'm going to leave them tucked in behind here. You could eventually run them, up to your windshield or somewhere along the pillars up at the front here. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm more interested in just testing this and using this and getting used to it. And then I can fine tune, some of that installation if needed. Now there is a plug here that was in the back of the 8-inch screen. This does not get connected to anything, but this is the power for the screen from the 8-inch. So I think we can start to work this back into place and then try it out. So slowly but surely, we're going to get this into place. Remember, I got that speaker down here. I think we do need the speaker connected if we're going to be using any of the factory music. So whether I'm using the factory FM radio, factory Bluetooth, any of those things, we'll want to be able to hear some notifications, and this speaker will allow us to do that over top of any of the factory systems that we use. Now, there is a little tab in the bottom here, a little hook, if you will, that we need to line up. I'm actually going to put a piece of tape here temporarily just to keep these up out of the way while I work on the wiring at the bottom. And hopefully that'll hold while I deal with this junk at the bottom here. Okay, we got the bottom in. I think I opened my tailgate by pushing a button. Just got to watch this speaker cable. Don't want it to get caught in anything. Well, it's going to look good. Over there, I think we're lined up. I'm just going to put these screws back in just to hold it in place. I'm going to go old school with a screwdriver just so I have a little more control. Again, because I want to make sure I'm not pinching anything. So I'm just going to get them all started. And we only have 4 to put back in. Now I'll secure the screws nice and tight. Nice and snug would be more accurate. There we go. I was worried it was going to stick out too high. It actually does not. I do like the look of that. Now we have these trim pieces that we can put on there. So that's next. Here's our trim pieces. Pretty easy to figure out how they fit. Nice and glossy. Could even wrap those if we wanted. Fits nice. It is in. Okay, I think we've waited long enough. Would you look at that? Tell me that doesn't look updated. Now remember, I got knob covers on here, so depending on the angle, it might eclipse some of the lighting. Better charge my battery. Pretty fancy. I'm going to need some time to play around with it. Just playing around for a few minutes, I thought I'd show you a few apps demonstrated. So here's Netflix, we can actually download directly to the built-in storage on the device. That's pretty cool. Of course, we got our YouTube here. Of course, you'll want to watch some Donslife videos. Check that out. We can browse the internet with a full Chrome browser. Of course, you'll be able to install all your own apps. I can open the door, and I get the indicator here which door is open. We have a full Google Maps. It's going to be a lot of fun, but I need to play around with it for a while. You might be wondering about climate controls. No problem, as long as the vehicle's on or the main accessories turned on, which I have right now. Control the fan speed here. I can control, the flow of the air, however I want to do it. The vehicle will have to be started for the heated seats. I'll show you that just to prove that it's working. You'll notice we have a day and a night mode. So a lot of stuff I got to play with still. So I think we'll save that for another video. But so far, I'm really impressed with the updated look.